Thanks to our magnificent brains, most of us live out our lives under the delusion that we are in control. But are our brains truly in control? Makes you think, doesn't it? Engrossed in the thrilling cinematic exploits of their ancestors, the freelance police have had no time to ponder these eternally vexing questions. But in mere moments, they and you will be plunged headfirst into these murky philosophical depths when Sam returns from his ill-timed bathroom break to discover they stole Max's brain.
Max? Little buddy? No, 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 no! No!
What happened?
Hey! What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know! 1 second we were guarding the devil's toy box, then BAM! Out went the lights!
Through a fog of rage, darkness, and raisinets, I tried to remember what Flint Paper told me about interrogating suspects.
Rule number 1, don't let the suspect control the conversation. Get him talking, then surprise him. Interrupt him with a question, or call him a liar, freak him out. And if all else fails, bring little Miss Persuasion out for a stroll.
So, und damit ein herzliches Willkommen zurück zu einer neuen Folge von Sam & Max. Die 3. Episode steht mittlerweile an. Wir müssen mal rausfinden, wo das Gehirn von Max hingekommen ist. Okay. Also, wir sollen versuchen, die unsere Verdächtigen zu unterbrechen. Indem wir halt eine Frage oder Frage stellen oder halt sie irgendwie bedrohen.
Actually, I think it was more of a boom, really.
Really?
Hurry it up!
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us.
Yeah, that's the last thing we remember.
Rule number 2, timing is everything. When you hear the suspect lying, that's when you jump in and accuse him.
Okay. Oh, so geklaut worden. Ja, wenn du verschiedene an verschiedenen Stellen unterbrichst, während der Verdächtige halt eine Geschichte erzählt, gibt es verschiedene Rückmeldungen. Ja, wenn man zur richtigen Zeit richtig unterbricht, kann man das den Verdächtigen rächen. Also ja, bla bla bla. Wie gesagt, mir fehlen da echt die deutschen Worte gerade. Kann man den Verdächtigen, ja, ich weiß, Aufgabe ist vielleicht ein bisschen hart, dazu bringen, dass er mit der Wahrheit rausrückt, so.
Yep, I was totally unconscious the whole time. I certainly didn't see anything interesting, no sir.
Liar!
All right. I came to before Jebediah, just in time to hear the telltale sounds of a brain being removed from a bunny.
Obadiah, why didn't you do anything?
I was afraid that he'd remove my brain too.
Who? Who took Max's brain?
It was the space gorilla.
Skunk-ape.
Of course. He must have been released from the Penal Zone when the toy box was stolen.
I'm so sorry.
Not half as sorry as that brain-stealing space ape's gonna be when I catch up with him.
Rule number 3, mole men are easy. To crack the tough nuts, you'll need information to prove your case. Sometimes you gotta ask around to get the dirt on the doers. Now, go get 'em.
Okay, alles klar. Manchmal ist es ganz wichtig, oder ja, kann die Information von einem Verdächtigen helfen, einen anderen zu überführen. Denkt dran, immer zur richtigen Zeit zu unterbrechen und dann kriegt man die Info, die man braucht. Viel Glück.
I wrote a mental note to thank Flint at Max's funeral and got ready to squeeze some punks.
Cool.
General Skunky. I should have known. That space ape had wanted Max's brain ever since he found out it was special. Now that special brain was gone, and I was cut loose, drifting in the neon current, hoping for a lucky break. Hello, ugly. You're one of Skunk Ape's goons. Where's your boss? What did he do to my little buddy?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Stun-k'afe since you unjustly imprisoned him in the Penal Zone. I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across the dimensional boundaries. Anyhow,
Ja, komm, leg mal hier los.
Skunk-k'afe's imprisonment, I've been re-evaluating my life choices. I've abandoned violence for a career as a...
Hurry it up!
Enough about me. You should talk to the rat. Yes, the rat. He certainly seems plugged into the ins and outs of this gloriously filthy metropolis.
But where's Skunk Ape?
I already told you. I don't know. I haven't seen General Stun-k'afe since you unjustly imprisoned him. I'll never forget his final...
Ja, kennen wir schon.
What happened next?
Since Skunk-k'afe's imprisonment, I've been re-evaluating my life choice. I've abandoned violence for a career as a scientist.
Then what?
Enough about me. You should talk. Yes.
Okay,
the
welche
rat.
Ratte?
Rat? What rat?
Frankie the rat. He traffics in stolen merchandise and tawdry gambling rings.
Where can I find him?
He hangs out on the corner of Veni and Vidi in the Latin Quarter. Frankie the Rat.
The name left a bad taste on my tongue and an itchy sensation in my boxers. Still, there wasn't a rodent more plugged into the bad wiring in the city. Hey, Rat.
Sam, buddy, how's it hanging?
My partner's got a bad case of a missing brain, and someone thinks you might know something about it.
Brain, huh? Well, I did see something unusual and brain-related a little while back.
Spill!
I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fella was wandering around in circles.
Ja.
Skip it!
I was almost done helping the guy, see? When bam! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain!
Skunk Ape.
I hadn't seen anything that weird since
A brain? Was it Max's?
How should I know? All I know, it was a brain in a jar, and that crazy space gorilla was holding on to it like it was his best friend in the wild. So anyways, I grabbed the tourist, and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street. And that's all I know about the space ape what took your buddy's brain.
Other gorilla? What other gorilla?
Believe it or not, it was another space ape. He was spinning a sign for some pet store, the poor schlub.
So that dirty punk sign spinner did see Skunk Ape.
So now what?
One more time. What do you know about my partner's brain?
It's like I was telling you. I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and tvortisnags and whatnot.
What happened next?
I was almost done helping the guy, see? When bam! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain!
Skunk ape.
I hadn't seen anything that weird since Aunt Jacqueline's vacation slides from Pismo Beach, with the jellyfish on the water.
Hurry it up.
So I grabbed the tourist, and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street. And that's all I know about the space ape what took your buddy's brain. No fooling. Yipes! Stop doing that! It ain't good for my angina. So now what?
Okay, vielleicht können wir mit den Touristen noch was rausfinden.
My partner's brain.
It's like I was telling you. I was giving directions to a confused tourist. Poor fellow was wandering around in circles. Where? Hey, take it easy, big fella. I sent him right over that way, about 2 miles.
Frankie the rat helping a tourist? It was absurd. Absurd like Max was, back when he had a brain. So imagine my surprise when I found Frankie's tourist wandering around the bad side of town.
Oh! Ah!
Du bist mir mal ein Tourist.
You foreign guy, what's your story?
Ooh, an American police shakedown! How thrilling!
Yeah, it's a real honor. Now, what do you know?
Well, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats.
And Frankie sent you here?
Yeah.
Dirty lion rat.
You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but these
Irgendwie haben sie aber mit den Deutschen hier, oder?
Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden a Weltraumgorilla-Stun-k'afe erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumgorilla-Stun-k'afe. It might have been more of an Ödela-Sport.
Then what?
After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ipple-skippled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Maybe I am mistaking the friendly rat's directions.
What?
Ipple-skippled. It's a common European word that describes the feeling of mild disorientation combined with nagging doubts about a rat. Honestly, what do they teach you Americans in your schools?
Video poker.
So, what else would you like to know? People in this country are so intense.
Ja, ich glaube, da haben wir erstmal alles. Zumindest wissen wir jetzt schon mal Bescheid, dass Frankie ein wenig gelogen hat, wie es scheint.
Just another victim circle in the drain, but I knew there was more to the story. It was time to circle back and flush out the truth.
So, dann erstmal zu dem Gorilla.
Where's Skunk Ape?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Stun-k'afe since you unjustly imprisoned him in the Penal Zone. Never forget his final terrifying...
That story ain't gonna wash, Bonzo. Your pal Frankie told me all about how you and he hid from a fight between Skunk Ape and some other guy. Now, make with the lip flapping and I better like what I hear.
It's true. A few of your Earth minutes ago, I was spinning my sign for Frankie the Rat and a tourist when General Stun-k'afe came running down the street, chasing after a strangely garbed man. To my everlasting shame, I cowered behind...
What happened next?
After the General and the stranger fled the scene, I discovered that he had dropped this. I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appeared to be in something of a hurry.
I dropped something once. I think it was my innocence. Then I dropped my compassion. Now I just drop punks.
Is that supposed to be dark? It doesn't make sense.
Sue me. Give me that toy!
No! I need it to get back in General Stun-k'afe's good graces! Once I return this artifact to the General, he'll forgive my temporary abandonment of his goals and welcome me back to his crew with open arms. Oh, how I've come to miss standing at my General's side these past few hours. I wonder if he'll permit me. That pitiful pop gun will never make me give up the rhinoplasty Earth Dog.
Give me that toy!
No! I need it to get back in General Stun-k'afe's good graces. Once I return this artifact to the General, he'll forgive my temporary abandonment of his goals and welcome me back to his crew with open arms. Oh,
Okay, dann versuchen wir das nochmal.
Huh. You're fooling yourself, kid.
what are you talking about?
The only thing Skunk-Ape's gonna welcome you with is a fistful of phasers. You can't go home again. You can't even get on the porch. You've tasted the apple, peed in the pool, bitten the hand that rocks the cradle. You're a sign spinner to him now, and that's all you're ever gonna be.
You're right. It's hopeless. No matter what I do now, I'll never soar through the galaxy at my General's side ever again.
And I hate to tell you, but you're not a very good sign spinner either. I hated to see a grown gorilla cry, so I got in the car and looked for another lost soul to join me as I gazed into the abyss. Finally, a clue. Last time we saw the rhinoplasty toy, Max's special brain used it to turn into a bazooka. Now it was gonna lead me to the guy who stole that special brain. It wasn't exactly ironic, but I didn't care. Crimetron, do your stuff! What do you mean not found in database?
The Crimetron requires additional clues to make an informed deduction.
Clues? I haven't got time for clues. Max's body is starting to smell differently.
Then maybe you should stop yelling at my girlfriend and start with the clue-finding.
Ja gut, dann schnappen wir uns Frankie mal wieder. Ob der noch irgendwas ausspuckt. Da wissen wir, dass er nichts zur...
What do you know? I was given directions to a confused tourist.
Ja.
To the museum district?
Yeah, poor fella was wandering around.
Don't lie to me, Frankie. I talked to your tourist, and it looks to me like you sent him over to the wrong side of town to get rolled by your rat pack.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But this conversation is over. I ain't saying nothing till I get some legal representation.
Bist du sicher?
Do you want a lawyer? Here's an attorney from Smith & Wesson.
Okay, I'll talk. Sheesh. Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding him up, really. Hey, ask me, the schmuck deserved it, acting all high and mighty.
What?
You know, the bad side of town, Hoboville, Flemberg, Broken Corners, that area. Anyway, when the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind the crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high-exchange European...
Other gorilla? What other gorilla?
Believe it or not, it was another space ape. He was spinning a sign for some pet store, the poor schlub.
So that dirty punk sign spinner did see Skunk Ape.
Anyway, after the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here. And that's all I know, honest. Ask anybody. They'll vouch for old Frankie, if they know what's good for him, that is.
Stick around. I may be back.
I shall count the minutes.
Something Frankie said about the tourist was sticking in my craw like a spoonful of peanut butter. Chunky style.
Ja. Schauen wir vielleicht da nochmal nach. Das machen wir dann aber in der nächsten Folge. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet Spaß, seid beim nächsten Mal wieder mit dabei und bis dahin. Macht's gut und ciao, ciao.